Hey yo, what's up people? It's unlucky number 13 of the Otaku Clubhouse podcast. Kaiser the Final Brave is joining us.
What's happening?
Akuma Soul is joining us.
As always.
And it's me, Incognegro. And let's get right into... do we want to save this for the finale or do we want to get right into the Switch news? Because there's a lot of it.
Well, seeing as how nobody watches these videos to the end, we should probably put it in the beginning.
Alright, which one of these fucking... Because there's been a whole bunch of shit surrounding the Switch in the past week.
I honestly think we could just do like a roundabout thing. So I want to talk about Todd Howard's odd phrasing. So here's the thing. Anybody who doesn't know, Skyrim on the Switch is really a thing. But Todd Howard is saying, he was asked by somebody, I think he was actually asked by IGN, hey, what version of this game is it going to be? Is it going to be the original or is it going to be the HD remaster? And in his words, I believe he said something along the lines of, I'm not sure. Or there's no, it's just basically comes down to no real confirmation. And my problem with this is, it's like, we already know the Switch isn't as powerful as the Xbox One or the PS4. Why don't you just say which version of it is?
I think you should just say it's a version behind. It's not gonna be the one that's on the PS4. Nintendo will probably not care because
if he says it's the original Skyrim, that's a fucking 6-year-old game.
Yeah, but nobody's expecting it to really be fucking drop dead fucking strongest version.
The Wii U could have had Skyrim on it.
Oh, I disagree.
Are you stupid? Skyrim was on the PS3 and the 360.
The Wii U wasn't as strong as...
It was... Oh, we're starting off on a good note, folks. Fucking idiot. But if I'm serious. It should at least be the HD version of Skyrim if it's not the special edition.
I just want to. I don't know why you just don't say it. It's like it's not a big surprise to anybody. Even if it's, I mean, because ultimately, well, I don't care about Skyrim. That's just me. I'm not a big fan.
The Nintendos would not care.
I don't know how strong the Switch is, but I think it has to be at least as strong as, like, strong enough to run games that were on the PS4 in its first year, because it's going to have Disgaea 5.
Well, no, the
Disgaea 5 isn't like...
The Switch is supposedly...
Yes, it is. And you have to think the Disgaea games is not just graphics, it's all the calculations and shit they have to do in the background, which is the reason why Disgaea 5 wasn't on the Vita, by the way. It's because the Vita literally couldn't process it. So you have to think the Switch is in between the Wii U and the PS4 in terms of strength.
Well, no, it's still above the Wii U, and it's above the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think they said it was just short of the Xbox One. So
that makes sense.
The thing is, everybody believes it's going to be a custom version, which that makes sense, but it's like I don't know.
If it doesn't have motion control, then they shouldn't even fucking bother. If it does have motion control, then that at least is like that could be a thing.
Would you really want to be? Would you really want to be sitting next to that guy on the plane who's actually swinging his sword and then he bumps you in the nose, fucking breaks your nose or something?
Because, well, I don't know if you guys remember, but the big deal about Skyrim when they first started showing it was, oh, you can dual wield, and guess what? Joy-Cons,
really?
Yeah, yeah.
That was the biggest deal.
That you could actually dual wield. You could have magic in one hand and sword in the other. You could dual wield swords.
Again, I've never been a big fan of Elder Scrolls.
Well, when the Switch comes out, I'm definitely gonna be on patrol for people who are sitting out in public playing that fucking console.
You know what? It would be super
what, are you
easy
going to attack them?
Now. No, I just want to see.
Cause like, imagine somebody like he has it set up on the stand and he has a Joy-Con in both hands. A nigga could just run up and snatch the screen and he would stole the console.
Well, if you're just sitting out in public and you just put it on the fucking stand and walk away from it, you're asking to be robbed.
Yeah, you're gonna see a bunch of robberies.
See, cause that's why the niggas can't play 1-2 switch. Oh yeah. Speaking of robberies, tell them about the next thing.
So
see,
apparently,
you messed it up because that was just supposed to be a natural segue. Natural. You messed it up.
I want to talk about this because it's just this is like the weirdest shit that just keeps happening. Because it happened with the amiibos and now it's happening with the fucking Switch. Apparently there was a truck or something and like people were able to get some Switches off of it. And then they repackaged them and sold them on, like, I guess the black market or on the internet early to people.
I was wondering why my nigga Shofu had a Switch already.
No. They actually sent them out to a bunch of YouTubers.
Yeah.
Which I find it the most hilarious thing. Like they sent them out to a bunch of YouTubers, but they didn't send them out to like other people. Like they didn't send one out to Ego Raptor. But they sent one out to fucking the No. Well, that's Rooster Teeth. That's Rooster Teeth. So I guess that makes sense. But they didn't send them out to Ego Raptor, and I thought Nintendo and Ego Raptor were on good terms.
I don't know. I know they definitely did it to because you got to remember Nintendo has those Nintendo YouTubers who they signed that contract a few years back to only cover Nintendo games, and they get like a slice of the pie, so to speak.
Well, I believe that oh god, what I'm gonna end up forgetting his name. The Completionist actually is a part of that.
Right.
I don't know if he got a Switch. I know he was at the event. But that's like the entirety of Normal Boots has that. Pro Jared was at the event too. And so was John Cena, but I don't know if he signed that contract. Oh god, it's so weird. Why was John Cena at the event?
Because they wanted star power to try to say, hey, this is cool and hip. Which
you have to wonder if John Cena is the most powerful gamer on the planet in terms of physical strength.
I don't know. I don't know. Daigo, honestly, he looks pretty wiry. Like
this nigga works out as a female trainer.
He works out at that gym in Japan where they have maids assist you.
In an arcade.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Hold up. You have to link me to that later.
Yeah, no, really, it's like some kind of thing where they have Japanese maids help you work out while you're lifting and stuff, and they're just like Gambario and stuff like that.
I would love to talk about Daigo and his he rented storage space and he just plays games there, but let's move on to the next Switch thing.
All right. Well, supposedly these are coming from Forbes. So they say that the sales for the Switch may equal that or be slightly around the sales of the Wii, which, come on now.
They're smoking. Shit. They are smoking. I know.
The Wii was actually, I think the Wii is the highest selling console, or no, not the highest selling console, but the highest selling console in its lifespan as equivalent to like the PS2 in history, where like the PS2 had a lifespan of like 8 to 9 years. The Wii had a lifespan of like 5 to 6.
I had to say something. Like, I made a video a couple months back now, I think, where I was shitting on Nintendo because I was like, man, they're not gonna market this game, or it's not gonna sell to casuals. But I have to say, I take that back. Ever since the Super Bowl Switch commercial, they've been showing that a lot. They've been showing other commercials. They really want the fucking thing to sell. It's not like the Wii U. They actually tell people, hey, this fucking thing exists.
Yeah, and they're putting it on every billboard ad. They have it on fucking trucks on the sides of different buildings and shit. They're actually marketing it.
Yeah, the marketing is just gonna set up for an even bigger fall. Screen cap this.
No.
This will be the worst of the Wii and the Wii U.
No.
This will have no games. It'll be gimmick controller fest.
It will have no games. Like, I'm concerned about there being a drought. Like, you have to wait fucking 4 months between every major release. But it will have the games look like they're gonna be high quality. Doesn't look like there's gonna be another fucking hashtag Fire Emblem.
Well, hang on now. That was Tokyo Mirage Session's a good game.
You are an outlier, because everybody I heard said the game was.
I'm not an outlier. I've heard many people say it was actually good.
Well,
the only difference is it's not fucking Persona. That's without question. It's definitely not a Persona, but that kind of plays to its strengths too. I think it's a very good game. In terms of basic RPG build, yeah, it's really good. If you're expecting, like I said, if you're expecting a Persona, then no, it's not. It's not even a Shin Megami Tensei.
Back on the track of the Switch and these projected sales, I think that they're very delusional to think that they can make the phenomenon that was the Wii happen. They already tried to do this fucking purposely don't print enough of the fucking games to have a false sense of, I gotta have it. And supply and demand bullshit. It's gonna be fucking shell forming. Nobody's gonna buy it.
Well, no, actually, they said that they're actually upping the amount that they're producing this year because the pre-order sales are doing much better.
Allegedly.
Well, yes, allegedly, but they say that they're going to up it because the pre-order sales are doing well, and many different outlets are saying that they're running low on stock and they're requesting Nintendo actually send them more, so they're going to have to do that.
Well, you have niggas like Akuma out here who already fully paid for this shit back in April of last year. When it was
before it was announced.
Exactly.
I ain't got.
This nigga was gonna buy it when it was called the Nintendo Xbox.
I still stand by the fact that should have been the thing, but whatever.
See, the Nintendo Switch is gonna fail right where the Wii U fell, because the casuals are not gonna stick around. The casuals are not gonna stick around.
It's not gonna be Wii numbers, but it's not gonna sell like the Wii U. Because first of all, you can't get the name confused. You can't hear like the Wii U. A lot of people didn't buy it because they thought it was a fucking accessory for the Wii, right? They didn't think it was a separate console. That was their big mistake.
That's actually been proven to have been the biggest mistake.
They didn't market it. The games they had on launch were fucking booty. They didn't have like new games. They had Zombie U, right? That's not a system seller. They didn't have a Zelda.
Although Zombie U was supposedly really good.
Supposedly.
What's the system seller on the Switch other than Zelda?
Zelda, that's the system seller. Even though people can get it on the Wii U, nobody has a fucking Wii U.
That's 1 year game for the whole year.
And even Zelda,
no, not the whole year.
Not the whole year.
Okay, what else?
Mario comes out in the holiday. Splatoon comes out between that. ARMS comes out before.
When do those come out?
Xenoblade comes out 2018.
Winter.
ARMS comes out in a couple of months after release.
But that's the problem. A couple of months.
Yes.
It's a drought.
But that's a couple of months between a first party game.
It's a drought. It's definitely a drought.
You know what would be a drought if they had some third party support?
They do have third party support.
Yeah, they have ports.
Where are the games?
They have ports.
I can bring up a list if you want.
There
me to read them
are games,
off, but it's gonna take time.
You don't have to read them off. There are games. There's gonna be ports, right? I don't know if they're gonna from now on.
The updated list actually reads out nearly 150 games.
The one thing like I don't know is gonna happen is like what used to happen, multiplats. I don't know if multiplats will come to the Switch. Honestly,
of course they won't. Why would they?
The thing is, it's been said by a lot of people who've worked with Nintendo directly that it's a lot easier to port to the Switch than it is to port to most of the other consoles.
Allegedly. I don't believe anything the developers say before new consoles come out.
Especially since they're gonna have to be on cartridges or SD cards, really.
See, the Switch, right? I can name games I ain't even gonna buy on PS4, but I know they coming out, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch. What's coming out for that? Zelda, Bomberman, Mario is allegedly coming out.
Untitled SMT game, Untitled Fire Emblem game.
Games that have no titles, no release dates. We don't even know if we're gonna get them this year. Right?
We know Mario's gonna be out the end of this year, but like that's fucking 7 months.
That's like 8 months away, dude.
And Splatoon's gonna be in between that.
I'm gonna have 2 games.
ARM's gonna be in between.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna buy it anyway, though.
No, I would have bought it if they would have came out strong. They would have came out with a new Smash Brothers. They came out with some new IPs. At the very least, they could have ported over Smash 4 and added some.
Well, they're going to port over Smash 4.
They're going to. No, this is what they should.
They should have done it from the start.
Release, boy, I'm telling you, they would have made market. They would have had the Smash fans. They would have had the casuals.
Well, I can say on release at least I will have 3 games, and that's 3 more games than on release than I bought with the PS4.
Which 3 games?
Well, see, that's the
Zelda,
thing.
Bomberman, and I Am Setsuna.
Are you gonna get Disgaea 5?
That's what.
Disgaea 5's in May.
I thought it was a launch title. Oh, they must have delayed it.
No,
when I first
they delayed it. Because they delayed it because they actually want to do a physical release for that.
That's a mistake.
That's the problem with the Switch. They're releasing a console mid-cycle of the PS4 and the Xbox One. The PS4 has mad games coming out. Right? If I'm a new gamer and I see a Switch and I see a PS4, I'm gonna get the PS4. Look at all these games that's coming out.
Considering they're the same price.
These next months.
By the end of the month. By the end of the month, the Switch will have 17 games.
It will.
Is it 17 games or is it 17 games like Wii Sports or something? Like, come on.
1-2 Switch.
With the exception of 1-2 Switch, it's 17 games. With the exception of 1-2 Switch, it's 16 games.
All right, what are they?
Zelda, Bomberman, Skylanders, I Am Setsuna.
Stuff that I can get on the PS4. That's the thing. Like, it's stuff that you can get on the PS4 on the Xbox One. Why would you get it on the Switch? Why would you get a Switch for these games? That's what I'm saying.
Because you can't take your Xbox One and your PS4 with you.
See, that's the big appeal, right? Like that's
That's something that's unarguable.
Now, yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with that, right?
And to some people that actually matters.
The thing is, when you're playing a real they've already gone over this. If you're playing a quote-unquote real game like a Zelda, the battery will only last like 3.5 hours.
Yes, but that's again assuming that you won't have a charger with you, which it's a standardized charger. I'm not, we're getting too far into just arguing over the Switch.
No, we're not. We're talking about the launch, which is literally right around the corner next week.
Yeah, next week.
I think it's on what?
The 5th, almost exactly next week. 6 days away.
We should probably make a video when it comes out when Akuma's playing it. And you shit on him while he's playing it.
That actually won't happen because I'll have mine 4 days afterwards.
I thought he was about to say I won't have any games for it.
No, I have. The only thing I'm really caring about playing is honestly. Zelda and I Am Setsuna. I'm getting Bomberman just because I haven't had a Bomberman game in
Honestly, that's something else I wanted to bring up. I honestly think you should probably get Zelda on the Wii U, because from almost all reports, Zelda runs better on the Wii U. It doesn't look as good, but it loads faster on a Wii U. It's more stable on a Wii U. There's less bugs on a Wii U.
That's what? No, that's actually very wrong. Digital Foundry did a look at it, and they said that the only times that they've ever experienced any frame drops were very spontaneously, and they couldn't possibly replicate it on the Switch, and it actually runs at a much lower frame rate on the Wii U.
But there's less bugs. Like, I
heard that the
Joy-Con becomes unsynced, and the menu has lag.
That's it. Yeah, and I heard that from a lot of people actually say that they've never experienced it. Those are very isolated incidents.
I don't know if it's isolated.
The thing is, they're very isolated.
3 different outlets have said it, and like at this point,
I've heard from about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 outlets that said, including Digital Foundry again, who said that they don't know how it's happening. They've taken apart the Joy-Con essentially, and they can't find out why that would happen because theirs works just fine.
I'll wait until the user reviews come out.
Like I said, if it comes out and I'm fucking playing it and it does it, I'll be the first one to point it out. But it's like I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. These are people who are saying that they're isolated incidents. And yeah, while you're on it, supposedly the left Joy-Con desynchronizes when playing Zelda. This has happened to
Eurogamer, Jason, whatever his name is from Kotaku.
Yeah, and Jason Schreier and somebody else, some YouTuber, whose name I'm forgetting. But yeah, supposedly some of the left Joy-Cons have been desynchronizing, but people like the No, Digital Foundry, and a few other people have said that they don't know how this happens. When they play it, they don't have
We're
this
gonna
issue
have
at all.
to wait until there's a larger sample size, because this reminds me of when somebody was playing the Vita and there was a problem with it, and somebody else didn't believe them.
Well, no, this happens all the time with new controllers, and that's kind of the fault of new controllers, because they're built less with actual switches and whatnot. Like the triggers and stuff are less analog. But we've gone way too far into this. We'll complain about the Switch when it comes out.
And I don't even know why you saying we. It's just gonna be me and Felix, and we don't even got it. Who just gonna be complaining about it?
Well, I'll complain if it doesn't work.
No, you won't.
I will. I complain about stuff that doesn't work all the time. Kind of like, no, wait, that's not gonna work. I'm sorry. We'll talk more about the Switch. Felix will have his full review up on the day of the Switch's release, so look forward to that.
His review, they don't even got
it. But let's talk. I want to talk a little bit about SJWs for a while. I think we can combine two topics into one here. There is actually going to be, and this is not a joke, it is actually a TV special written entirely about social justice. The show's called When We Rise, and boy howdy, can I say that this seems like a nonsensical TV special? Have you guys seen the trailer for it?
Unfortunately.
So, for people who haven't seen the trailer, and this isn't me trying to be an asshole. The fucking trailer starts with some kid saying to his dad, "Dad, I'm gay," and the father turning to him and saying, legit saying, "Oh, don't worry, that's a disease. We can get that fixed."
Does anybody in the Western world think like that? Because that sounds like some fucking African tribal shit that isn't said anymore in the current year.
Well, that's the thing. This I believe the movie or whatever thing takes place in 1982 or some shit.
Yeah, I believe it does take place before the idea of like conservative and extremist beliefs on homosexuality were really well known.
See, stuff like this is just like it's a clear straw man argument, and you're just preaching. Like, the only people who will watch this are people who already believe in your beliefs. So you're just fucking all up your own asses if you don't present a fair representation of the thing that you disagree with.
Kind of like what's that show? Listen Up, White People or something.
People. Which is written by a fucking white male.
It is the most fucking disingenuous fucking. If it was like this thing, if you reverse the fucking terminology used in all of these fucking social justice shit, like if it was a movie called When We Rise, and it had a white dude on the front with his fist in the
I guarantee you that shit would be shut down, yo.
No, if
it
what
was
they
a show
call
called Dear Black People, and it was about like a white dude telling things about black people. You know, people would be rioting in the streets trying to get
just
this
like
person.
A white
right?
dude, like a white dude with his hand on his chin, and then a white woman with like her fucking arms crossed.
All right. Now to play devil's advocate, you do have to understand that it's all based around context. Yes, these things, if you change them out, would sound very bad, but again, they're changed out. But you know, it's in the context of current day.
Well, in the context of current day, it still doesn't make any sense for you to be able to get away with that. But if it was the same, if literally your skin was a different color, you wouldn't be able to. I think that's a lot of fucking bullshit, and I think that's you shouldn't be able. Well, you shouldn't fucking try shit like that because it's scummy.
It is.
Because you know what you're doing. You know what the game is.
Yeah, it's a really dumb thing because first off, the idea of Dear White People. Why does that even exist? What's the main point of that?
To educate the masses or some shit like that, you know.
It's to be very condescending and fucking try to talk down on people because you think that there's some fucking animals who don't know any better because they don't agree with a bunch of fucking shit that you're saying.
Yeah, but it's so weird that Dear White People. I mean, it doesn't make it any better or any worse, but it's the fact that I find it weird that it's written directly by a white guy.
He's one of the writers.
Yeah.
I'm finding it really strange. I find all of this strange. One of the Stranger Things. Go watch that on Netflix.
Sponsored, you fuck.
$20 have been deposited into your account.
Hey, I would chill for Stranger Things. That show's good. But another weird thing is Sargon of Akkad was actually kicked off of Twitter again, I believe. I'll have to find another article for this because I believe the one I actually may have linked to might be kind of old upon second viewing. But he actually got banned from Twitter again. I don't know if he's back at the time of recording. I could go check, but that would take some time. But here's the thing. Sargon is one of those people who I don't agree with all of the time. I think he's a very well-spoken, very smart guy. And he's definitely the type to what's the way I'm looking to say this?
He's controversial.
He's controversial, but more so in the way that people would probably see him as this right-winged, etc. But I think that
doesn't make any sense because he himself has very liberal views.
Exactly. And I think that just from listening to him, even if I don't agree with all of his views, I can say that he's at least like probably the most fair person when it comes to this stuff.
He knows how to fairly argue a point, unlike what we were just talking about.
Yeah, and he's willing to give everybody due time, due process to understand what their point is of their statements. But apparently he got kicked off of Twitter again for a little while. This seemed to have happened like what? This is like the third, fourth time he's actually gotten kicked off of Twitter.
Yeah.
See, Twitter, that's why I don't really fuck with Twitter like that, because, well, most of all, because I don't have nobody to follow me. Like 2 followers. But Twitter, they'll fucking ban you for shit that people who follow you do.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, from what
they can use that as a scapegoat, even though that's really not in the terms of service. And honestly, Twitter, it seems like it's becoming more and more clear that Twitter has some sort of, agenda behind who they ban and who they don't, depending on what their viewpoints are. And it's not like Twitter doesn't have competition. Like, they have, what's that one site, Gab? But the thing is, Gab.ai, but the thing is, those places end up being circle jerks, but only because they're only full of people who get banned from Twitter.
Yeah, and then you go there and you see a bunch of people saying, fucking, Twitter is the worst, now I can say whatever I want, fucking posting pictures of their dick.
Well, you can say whatever you want on Twitter, as long as, the admins of Twitter agree with you. You can fucking say, let's kill the president, and you won't get banned. Even though that's fucking illegal. That's illegal as shit. You can say that.
Well, I don't know if it's illegal.
Let's just say you don't want to knock on your door from Uncle Sam from fucking publicly posting that you want to assassinate the president.
Well, no,
you better watch what you say. CNN will cut up what you said and put it into a fucking video.
Yeah. The next thing you know, you will hear Felix on CNN. We should assassinate the president. Donald Trump is a nigger.
And plus, they I don't know what they do behind their trending algorithm, because some shit will legitimately be circulating enough to be trending, but it won't show up on the trending or whatever. I don't know. Twitter is fucking is shady.
See, here's the problem. The problem is the fact that Twitter is a privately owned company. So it's whatever they want to do. If they want to kick people off the site, they can. I mean, until people actually get up together and start saying that no, this is bullshit. Twitter, YouTube, any website can do whatever they want because they're privately owned.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's true. You can't knock them for having their hustle. But what I'm saying is that, alright, okay, y'all claim to be like a platform for free speech, but then when people exercise free speech, I'm not talking about if somebody just goes to people's profiles trolling, fuck you nigga, or some fucking bullshit like that. But if somebody just says something that is fucking controversial, they ain't say nothing illegal, and you fucking ban them for it, fuck off.
Create Twitter accounts to fucking spread their agenda. But some dude isn't allowed to, I don't know.
No, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I wanna jump to the next topic because we could probably talk more about these problems in other videos. Hint, 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 hint. But I just want to talk real quick about Steam games. Have you guys heard about what's going on with Steam?
No. Because I don't use Steam.
Well, neither do I, because I'm a part of the console playing peasant race. So, of course you
Topical.
do, Mister. I actually have the ability to play real games. I'm so lonely. Anyway,
Nintendo fans getting a little upset.
So Steam has actually increased Steam because of different because of taxes in different countries and stuff, are actually going to have to increase the prices of video games in different countries. I believe that's like between 8 to 20% when it comes to certain countries. It's completely all over the board. But this is something that everybody had feared, and I'm not sure. This doesn't have anything to do with the import taxes that are increasing, right?
I think it's unrelated.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand why, but it's going to be I believe Australia is getting it pretty bad. New Zealand is getting it pretty bad. I believe it's going up to like 20 to 30% increase.
It's probably going to be the worst for Brazil because they already got to pay like 500% more for games.
Okay, here it is. Switzerland gets 8%, Japan 8%, New Zealand 15%. What is that? Iceland 24%. Holy crap. Yeah, they're all getting increased by Iceland's getting it the worst. Does Iceland even really have video games like that? I don't know Iceland. I'm sorry. I know nothing about Iceland. But yeah, game prices are going to be hiked up in certain countries, and it's all due to sales tax. And it's going to actually be displayed on the store, so just be prepared for that. I really just wanted to bring this up to warn anybody who gives a crap about Steam, which probably judging by our viewer base, probably not many people who really care about what we're saying.
I'm sure.
20, I think you're overestimating. You might want to cut that down.
I'm looking forward, yo.
Nowhere to go but up.
How about let's talk about the new Overwatch character. Her name is Diva. She's a Korean.
No, I think you're mistaking that little girl with a giant robot to the other little girl with a giant robot. Add about 30, 40 shades of darkness to her, and there you go.
Got more melanin. She's stronger.
The new character is Edie, I think her name was.
Hold on, did they actually confirm if that's the new character?
No. Here's the thing. It's bouncing around. There's a lot of weird theories, and people are saying that it might actually be two characters released at the same time, or at least shown at the same time. There was actually a recent update to the PTR in New Bonnie. If you go there, you can see like all these different robots are smashed up, the walls destroyed, the Doomfist Gauntlet is stolen, the plans for the Doomfist Gauntlet are ripped off the last part of the map. It looks like it might be Doomfist. It looks like it might be Edie at the same time. But here's my personal guess. My personal guess is that Doomfist is actually a complete Omnic, like 100% an Omnic, and Edie built or is controlling it.
I thought Doomfist was like Terry Crews.
Probably.
That is, we don't know, because the thing is, everybody's assuming that. Here's another idea I heard. That Doomfist is going to be a boss like Junkenstein's Revenge, voiced by Terry Crews. Like, because you can have they had multiple Doomfists, multiple Doomfist eyes, whatever. And it would make sense to have Terry Crews like possibly voice a boss, which that I feel that'd probably be a bit of a waste of assets, but.
Well, they could always just make it a costume.
Yeah, that's true. They could reuse the voice clips. But the reason that everybody thinks that it's going to be a boss is because, think about it, Terry Crews is a movie star. Getting him on schedule to constantly reappear would be pretty difficult in case they had to re-record lines or get new lines, because they always update voice lines in Overwatch.
Television.
True.
But I don't imagine that it would be that hard to come into a studio and re-record.
Probably not, but it's like
Blizzard,
he's still
in terms of
famous,
voice
I guess?
work, Blizzard has gotten some pretty high profile people to voice. Exactly.
Well, Blizzard has that money. You know who else has that money?
None of you niggas.
Not me.
Shit, you guys were supposed to fucking help me out there. God damn. Anyway, I want to talk about Logan getting ready to come out.
We've talked about Logan
you guys gonna go see that?
every week since its fucking preview.
I'm really excited for that movie.
Somebody here who is controlling the document that is a Marvel drawing, and I'm not saying any names like the promo.
Yeah, Felix.
So what is the news this time?
Okay. The news this time, the real big news, is the fact that both Logan and Guardians of the Galaxy people are saying that those are the two best superhero movies ever made at this point. And that's from people who have seen early viewing of it. And
I will wait until the usual reviews come out.
So I think that the highest reviewed movie, or the best reviewed superhero movies right now are what? Dark Knight, Guardians 1, Deadpool, right?
I don't know. I think Avengers 1 and Iron Man 1 might be
Iron Man 1.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look at
Iron Man 1 and Dark Knight are my favorite superhero movies.
My favorite is probably Guardians.
I said superheroes, not superheroes.
A toss-up between Iron Man 1, Deadpool, and Avengers 1. That was pretty good.
So I think people are saying that they're the best, and the reason that they're saying this for Logan, as far as it goes, is because it's not like a
Spider-Man
superhero movie,
2.
which, of course. Oh yeah,
sounds like it's one of those movies, which I knew was gonna be like this in the trailers.
That trailer is good. I'm really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I know a lot of people are upset about the fact that it's not going to be old man Logan, but
and I'm going to
say it over and over again because I'm looking forward.
Let's talk about the other news. Hugh Jackman said that he would continue playing Wolverine if Marvel Studios happened to pick up the rights to it.
If Marvel Studios, basically, if the X-Men were in the MCU, Hugh Jackman says he'd still stick
Logan
around
is
for
his
Wolverine.
final movie under the contract.
And he just said that because he knew it was never gonna happen.
He knows it's never gonna happen, but then again, there could be a Spider-Man thing.
Because Fox is actually thinking of rebooting the Fantastic Four again.
They can't. If they let it die, it goes back to Marvel. And they can't make money from it anymore.
I think they should just
That's
cut their
stupid.
Losses.
They make money in fucking perpetual money as long as they retain the rights to it. So of course they're gonna fucking try to shit out movies every couple of years.
Well, they're definitely gonna do it because Marvel seems to. The only thing Marvel seems to want it back for is for Doom. Let's be honest. The only salvageable character from that right now, from the Fantastic Four, because honestly, they're dated as hell. It's probably Doctor Doom.
Dude, the Human Torch? It's not dated. You can do a standalone Human Torch movie. In my opinion, you could.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think that the Fantastic Four necessarily
especially because you have their rogues gallery is some of the best in Marvel. Obviously Doom, Galactus, Silver Surfer, fucking Super Skrull. The entire planet of Skrulls in the comics are interesting enough.
Yeah, but they can be. Yeah, but I think that you can honestly replace the Skrulls with the Chitauri, or oh god, I can't. I'm drawing a blank here. The aliens that that Captain Marvel are. Oh god, I am drawing a hard blank for some reason. They look like Centurions. They have blue skin. they're at war with the Skrull consistently. I
exactly.
Can't
don't look at us. We don't know nothing about Marvel.
Well, I know some,
God,
but
guys,
I'm
you're
not
supposed
the
to be
Marvel
able to
fan
help
here.
me.
That's y'all. Oh yeah, the Creed. Yeah.
The Creed.
What you mean, y'all?
I mean, y'all. You are behind Akuma in terms of Marvel, fandom. You like Venom.
The only I keep telling you, the only characters I like are Venom,
right?
Deadpool,
and Cable.
And that's it. Yeah, and Cable. Well, I like Cable because I think he pairs well with Deadpool.
They're still looking for another Cable. They still haven't found him. Questions have been circulating. I'm sorry, I said questions. Rumors have been circulating that they. Excuse me, I'm running at like 1 billion miles per second. Okay. They've been saying that they might have found their Domino though. You remember Domino, right? The Dalmatian skin lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're saying that they might have found their Domino for Deadpool 2. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know how this is gonna work out.
Well, back on topic. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which
right.
I think the first movie was alright. I thought it was a bit of a meme movie, but it was still alright.
Well, I don't actually know what that fucking comes across as.
You shouldn't ask because I don't have an answer. I just wanted to call it a meme movie.
By the way, Kerry Washington.
You know how avocados and bacon are a meme food? You said yes, so now I can't run it back.
You're good. You're dipping too deep into the internet. Stop.
I mean, it's a movie made for casual appeal,
baffled.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I mean, you got Chris Pratt in it. Fucking it has I Am Groot. Fucking Groot is a meme in himself. Dance, well, fucking
dance off,
has
the
80s music, That's sort of what I mean.
I think that was actually. I think if I remember correctly, that was actually improvised.
What's
by Chris
that one
Pratt.
actor who was in the Nova Force? He usually does comedies.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, fat guy with
Jufros was usually in Will Ferrell movies.
Yeah.
Did he?
Dead Space quality content.
Welcome to the Otaku Clubhouse, where we don't even know what the fuck we're doing.
Moving on from that, it's a meme movie. It's not really that. I mean, it's alright, but like I know Akuma's a big fan of it because he's a fucking Marvel drone. But to call it the best superhero movie of all time,
I can't do it because Starkiller isn't
a very bold accusation.
At least not in that. Not Starkiller. Not Starkiller. Fuck.
Starkiller.
Star-Lord.
You're gonna bring him back into existence in the latest Star Wars.
He didn't die, even though it didn't make sense how he got off that planet in time. But there's another movie that may be happening, which is The Matrix 4, and I hope it's not a fucking direct sequel. I hope it's like a reboot. But another Matrix movie. Why?
I hope it doesn't happen.
I kind of have to agree.
Because The Matrix is the Matrix was coming right out of the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And The Matrix 1 was cool. Like everybody thought that was like the coolest shit. And every movie after was garbage.
The Animatrix was good.
Every movie after, the Animatrix was good only because the Wachowskis didn't have anything to do with that, right?
They didn't write it, and they didn't direct it.
I think the Wachowskis are far past their prime. And I think that The Matrix coming back now would be
probably say this,
pointless.
and then we should immediately transition to the next topic. But The Wachowski brothers started as brothers and now they're sisters.
Why did you have to bring that up?
Both of them. Anyway.
Why on earth did you bring that up?
We're running out of stuff to say this week, clearly.
You're running out of stuff to say. I could talk for 15 minutes about nothing.
We're running out of quality stuff to talk about this week. So before we wrap it up, I want to bring up something that I care about a lot. It's I really, this is a game series I really think that you two would be interested in, but unfortunately, due to a mutual acquaintance of ours, I think that
extenuating circumstances.
Maybe they'll give it a try.
I still have PTSD.
Star Ocean 3, till the end of time. My favorite one is getting a remaster, HD remaster for the PS4, and it's going to be the special edition. And I'm glad that they're bringing it, like, because I was expecting them to do it last generation, but now that they're finally doing it, this is a chance for people to get into the series, starting from what I think is the best one. I know Star Ocean 5 recently came out, and not a lot of people paid attention to it. Like, it came out, people didn't know it was out, even though people were hyped for it. I gotta get that. I gotta get this HD remaster. And it's interesting that we actually get the special edition coming to the West, because if I remember correctly, Star Ocean 4 International Edition never got ported to the West, or never got localized. Did it? Oh, well.
No, I think it did. Well, see, that goes to
I know.
how well people knew
Star
about
Ocean
Star
4
Ocean 4 coming
and
out.
Star Ocean 5, I believe they just suffered from not getting enough not getting enough advertising and not getting enough word of mouth. But if this comes out, I'm definitely gonna be shilling it. I'm gonna be shilling it to these two. I'm gonna be buying it.
Shilling it, but you ain't gonna be buying it.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot Star Ocean 5 happened.
Star Ocean has too much competition.
It doesn't have competition per se. Because the only games similar to it are Tales games.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Tales of games kind of fall into that one like niche of niche where it's like,
this is like
anime
science
JRPG.
Science fantasy.
Well, it's more science, but it's still also like immediately when you look at it in terms of aesthetics, it's like
they were created by the same people.
I mean, and that's
it was the same team that split up.
Yeah, it's partially because yeah, so of course it's like, oh, they look similar. They're fucking by the same people, but that kind of messes it up because the Tales of games are a little better received.
Like, let's be honest. But I would recommend anybody who's a fan of Tales, including you, Akuma, should check out the series. Even though, you know, we know some autistic folks kind of fucking...
I'm just saying right now.
Don't play 1 and 2 then.
And I haven't even played it.
I'm just saying this right now. If Star Ocean 3 HD comes out on the PS4 and they announce an HD remake of Tales of the Abyss,
yeah, it means
you know what's happening.
Namco's like, we must crush them. We must kill them. God no.
Yeah. It would be no. If they want to fucking kill them, they would announce an HD Vesperia.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
Nah, we'll never get that fucking Vesperia PS3 edition ever in the West.
Thanks.
Who do we think? Like,
thanks.
Oh, do you think Microsoft? Do you think fucking Bamco?
It was a
combination of both.
It was a combination storm because it was the fact that Namco didn't see good sales for it because it was released on the Xbox, and it was released on the Xbox because Microsoft shoved like $1 bajillion down their throat to get as many JRPGs on the console as possible.
And you see, they're clearly not doing that anymore. No, they shoved money down Japanese companies' throats, and then they're just like, yeah, hold on, let's cancel.
The Xbox, I don't know how the Xbox One in Japan, it's like it gets weird with the Xbox One in Japan, because they got Psycho Pass mandatory happiness before any other console in Japan.
It's weird.
That's so weird to me. Why would you put Psycho Pass on the Xbox One in Japan before the PS4 in Japan, or even more specifically, before the Vita in Japan?
And this is gonna sound, since we're at the end, nobody's listening to this anyway. I think that the Xbox One is actually a better console in Japan because it has that fucking TV thing, so they could they could literally watch anime and shit, and then switch right back to the console.
You can argue that it's the Xbox, that Xbox and Microsoft itself should be the strongest among all consoles. It really doesn't make any sense. But that's mostly because they don't care about their consoles. And you guys are going to probably shit on me for this, but more credit to Phil Spencer for never giving up on that thing. Because he hasn't given up on console gaming when the rest of the world seems to, at this point, be moving on from consoles.
Of course he won't give up on his brand, you know.
That and...
The Xbox brand is associated with Phil Spencer. He's like the Miyamoto of Xbox. Even though, you know, he hasn't made as many games, clearly.
Well, I don't even know what Phil Spencer does aside from marketing, really. Alright, let's wrap it up. I think it's about time. Any last nonsense to put out there, peeps?
Super Robot Wars V came out.
You know, out of all the drones in this fucking room, the biggest drone for any franchise is Kaiser for fucking Robot Wars. He will play the games. There's gonna be no translation, but he'll be like, I can feel it with my heart and my soul. I know what they're saying.
Oh, big surprise. Big surprise. The man named Hawkeyser the Final Brave likes fucking giant robots.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't like turn-based RPGs, right? I think they're boring. I don't like grinding. I think they're fucking lame. I never grew up playing Final Fantasy like some fucking cut like Akuma or Felix. So, I get Z2 for the PSP a couple years back, and I just think it's the best game of all time. Just because it has characters I like in it. I don't know what's going on. It's not in it.
Games out there, the slowest turn-based games, purely because of the roster.
I believe that the final words beforehand were, let's wrap this up.
Well, you know what? I'll make a new video series about that.
Yeah, you know what? Sure. We'll make a
we complain about each other's
where we just sit around and complain about nothing.
I got an idea.
That's what we do anyway.
It's called...
We do that anyway.
The Anime Addicts. Nah.
Wrap it up!
Well, this has been Otaku Clubhouse Cast. Lucky number 13. We'll see you guys... we'll see you guys next week.